Hey everyone, it's Gamefruitpulp and welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today we're going to be doing a new mini-series on the channel in the Toronto world. Something that I've been sort of contemplating doing for a while, and I thought just because progress has been a little bit slower on the buildings than I want it to be, and we haven't been able to get out as many Toronto videos as I've wanted, I thought it'd be a good time to start this series. It's going to run infrequently, maybe once every month or two. And it's just going to talk about sort of some of the funny things that have happened while building on the Toronto server. And I'm doing this because it, for one, will give us a great opportunity to look back on some of the builds and some of the areas we don't really look at anymore, we sort of take for granted. And two, for the newer people on the channel, they may not have even seen these builds being done. And so I thought it was a good opportunity for you guys to sort of see some of the older content that we have, or the older builds that we have here on the map. Because they're not necessarily worse, they're just older, and we don't look at them anymore because we always look at what's new. And so I thought it was a good opportunity to sort of tell some stories about the world and that kind of stuff. So today we're going to be looking at the very first building that we ever had in the Toronto world. It was the first building. It's a build that I've built more than anything else ever in Minecraft. I built it, I think, 3 or 4 times in total, and I'm happy with this one, how this one turned out. But we're looking at the TD Spire Tower on Brookfield Place, the one in the building in the southwest corner of the complex. Because if you don't know, Brookfield Place is pretty much an entire city block of just one building with different skyscrapers, but a base level that is the whole block. And so the TD Spire Tower was the first build that I ever built on the Toronto map, and it was actually the reason I decided to do this project in the first place. Because I had built this in survival once, I built it in creative once, and I thought, if I like building these buildings so much, why don't I start a map where the purpose of it is to build Toronto? And so that was really the inspiration behind this build. But that's not why we're here today. We're here to talk about some funny stories, and the reason I chose this build is because the funniest story I think on the map happened on this building here. And so originally this was a standalone map. I was building just in creative with no world edit on a single player server. And that's how I built the exterior of this building. After the exterior was done, we put the build onto the Craft server as a separate map, and I was the only one able to access the world, or I build on the world at the time. No one else had the ranks to, and they were able to just come and sort of fly around. And so I was working on it one day, near the top, and at the time the Craft server had this really fun Gods plugin. We still have a Gods plugin now, a different one though, thankfully. Not that this is on the Craft server anymore, but we had a Gods plugin that sort of gave you gifts for being loyal and praying to your god, and punished you for not praying to your god. And so I was working up here on the last few floors of the building, finally about to complete the interior on this build, one of the first buildings that had a full interior. And back when I put, to be completely honest, back when I put more effort into the interiors than I do now. There's no office building that has carpet like this, but that's okay. These people can pretend to enjoy this beautiful map, and each office has like 5 custom heads in it, and that's why this area is laggy for some people. But anyways, so we were working up here. There's a gentleman playing with me, or watching me build, I should say, named No-Go Gamer, who doesn't play on the server anymore, but at the time was pretty active. He starts freaking out about something. He's like, "Oh no, oh no!" And I'm like, "What's going on?" And so he told me that the building was on fire. And so this was the start of the Great Toronto Fire. The only major Toronto fire. We have had one other fire, which I'll show you in a moment. But basically what had happened was I was working up at the roof level, and I got smited by my god for not praying to him. And when you get smited, it strikes you with lightning. So the lightning came through, and at the time fire spread was still off. And so I came down here, and this is what I found. Now I didn't find it like this. I found it on fire still. And so this whole area was on fire. You came out here. And at the time, I honestly wish I recorded it because it was such a comical thing to see. But he came down here, and this entire area was all lit up by fire. And I started freaking out, obviously. Flew in here, tried to get everything put out. And as you can see, the damage was pretty substantial. I was able to sort of get there in time to put out the fire before it engulfed the whole building. But you can see it sort of spread through quite a bit of area. This area here, there's some pieces missing still. You come down here, and there's major damage. And obviously the ground floor over here is where you got the worst sort of damage. Up in this corner piece here, there's nothing left. But just a funny sort of moment looking back, where in the moment I was freaking out, and I ultimately decided to leave it like this as for the memories in case I ever did want to do a video like this. But a funny little thing about the Toronto world, that if you ever do come on and explore it, something you can check out for yourself. Because if you don't know, the Toronto server is a public server. You can join it, and you join in adventure mode. And most of the buildings have elevators in them that you can travel up and down to sort of see what you want to see. And so if you want to come look at that, you can. And so this is what it should have looked like. There you go. This nice little corner office with a nice area to come out and look out. And this is what it ended up looking like after the great Toronto fire of, I guess, 2017. But pretty funny moment, something that I'll never forget. And then we're going to fly over quickly and look. We had a similar thing happen. Obviously, after that mistake, I turned off fire spread, just in case I did get struck by lightning again. But when we moved it to the new server, because now Toronto was on a standalone server, the same sort of thing happened over here at the Novotel, which is still under construction. You come into this area here. Let me see if I can find it. Not a major fire over here. So we came in over here, and this is a little sauna. And so the sauna had it was before the campfire edition at first, so we had little fires under here. And so we came into this area, and this whole area was burned down. So another minor fire, but fires are not, we don't have a fire department yet in the city, and then clearly we need one. So that is really everything. Let me know what you guys thought of this video. It's something that I've been thinking about doing for a while, and I didn't know whether it'd be popular or not. So I figured I'd try it out now, just because I'm probably not going to be able to get the Building Toronto video out this week that I wanted to. Probably going to have to push it back one more week. I'm almost done just working on some interior stuff, but let me know what you thought of this video. If you want, I have a couple more stories that I think would be pretty enjoyable for you guys. So if you did enjoy, let me know in the comments down below. And if you're a new viewer and you haven't seen this world, there's a huge playlist documenting every single building we have in here. So check that playlist out. I'll be sure to link it at the end. And I'll see you guys all next time. If you're a new viewer and you enjoyed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're a returning viewer, be sure to leave a like and share the channel with some of your friends. My name is Gamefruitpulp. This has been a Minecraft Building Toronto Extras video. And I will catch you guys all next time. Have a good one.